friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works workshop. Did you notice anything new? That new intro to the video was provided by a very nice man in the Dominican Republic. He didn't say if I could mention his name or not, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I apologize for mispronouncing it. His name would be Guillermo Molina. Mr. Molina, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. I am just a Missouri hillbilly. So, you know, I did the best I could. But you did an awesome job on that intro. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate it. It's very professional. He apparently, Guillermo is a 3D illustrator in the Dominican Republic, and he is a fan of the channel and did me a huge favor by creating that nice intro there. Very professional. Can't say thank you enough. Just so thrilled to have it. I'm going to put a little short video clip attached to this in a minute, just talking about some new options with the deer antler saddles. I did want to mention one other thing, or actually two other things. I want to put another plug in for those LS250 strings. They're now available on the website. They're silk and steel. If you don't notice a significant difference with those on your mandolin, I would be very surprised. Especially if you're trying to get more lows and more depth to your sound. I guarantee you the LS250s are the best thing you can do for your mandolin. As I mentioned, the deer antler saddle video will be coming up next, but before we get to that, I just wanted to say also I still continually get negative comments regarding my use of regular wood glue instead of hide glue. If you make a negative comment about that, I am just going to simply say to you on your comment, thank you for watching, I appreciate it, because at this point in my 34-year plus career of repairing instruments, I don't believe you're going to change my mind, and I'm certain I'm not going to change your mind, so we're not going to argue about this. I'm just going to tell you one last time here, and this will be my last word on this, of why I use regular wood glue versus hide glue. Now, you got to take into mind my perspective. My perspective is I do build instruments from scratch, but I do tons of instrument repair. I repair hundreds of instruments every year, and I've been doing that for 34 years. And I would say, I want to say 100%. I'll fall short of that a little bit, say 95%. Of all joint failures that I see in 34 years have been because of hide glue. Now you might say, oh come on, that can't be. I'm telling you this truth. I almost never see a joint fail that has been glued with wood glue. Rather than a failure on the wood glue, what I'll see is a traumatic structural problem in terms of they sat on the instrument, or they ran over it with a car, or they dropped it and it fell over and broke the neck, you know. And in those cases, it's not usually the joint that actually fails anyway. It might be real close to the joint or whatever, but generally speaking, the wood glue joints do not fail. Now, the hide glue purists, their argument is that you can't take these joints apart. Well, you know, I will admit openly that they're harder to take apart. But they're not crazy hard to take apart. I do it all the time. I glue fretboards on with regular wood glue. They don't come loose that way. They don't heat up in the sun in the car and let it stretch and pull the neck up. They don't do that. Because, you know, it's better, it's just stronger glue, stronger bond. It doesn't, the heat doesn't affect it as much. It will affect it though. And that's my point. I can take a hot knife and actually cut that seam right off. It will take me maybe twice as long as it would if it were glued with hide glue. But I don't think that's that big a price to pay for something that's going to last forever. From my perspective, again, just on the hide glue versus the regular glue, my customers come to me, they want a permanent fix. If I fix it with hide glue, I don't feel like I fixed it permanently. That's my argument. That's all there is to it. I truly do not think it's that much of a big deal to take a joint apart that's glued with regular wood glue. They will steam apart. Now, Don't get me wrong, I'm not using the new high-end tight bond that is ultimate, that ultimate stuff that is waterproof, or the one that's in the middle that's water resistant. I'm not using those. I'm using the regular wood glue, which is water soluble. It does take much more effort to take the joint apart, but it will come apart. So that's my argument. And in 34 years of seeing joints fail, truly about the only ones that really fail are the ones glued with hide glue. So if I'm here to repair them permanently, why would I want to use hide glue in good conscience? I just can't do it. So that's my argument. The purists will stand on their principles. I will stand on my principles. And we will never meet in the middle. It's just not going to happen. And I hold no animosity towards them. I wish they did not hold animosity towards me, but that's not the case. I feel like they send me hate mail versus I just simply say thank you, Merry Christmas, have a good life, because I'm not going to change what I'm doing. So you're not going to change my opinion. And if you think bad of me for it, well, then I'm sorry. You just have to think bad of me for it. But I don't think 34 years of experience is for nothing. I truly see the same thing over and over, and it's always hide glue that fails. So I can't be a fan of that. I truly, honestly believe, down deep in my heart, if Stradivari were alive today, he would not be using hide glue. He used it back then, and it was the best glue available back then. Absolutely no question, hands down, it was the best glue available. If he were alive today, he always used the best of everything. I would say he would be using regular wood glue these days. That's what I believe. I truly do. Sorry, we can't agree on that. Here's a little short video about my deer antler saddles and the update I made to my website. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Guillermo, for that beautiful intro. You've seen in many, many videos where I've sold these deer antler saddles. I just wanted to give you an update, a couple of things. I've updated my website now that there's several options on there now. You can order them with string grooves, without string grooves. You can order them in the standard flat, or you can order them with a radius now. And the standard radius at this point in time is a 12-inch radius. But I allow you on the website to put in a different radius if you are looking for a different radius. I have a machine or an extra step built into my process now where I have another jig set up that will give a perfect radius on these things. Just want to point out that the only difference between these and the standard is the holes will go all the way through on the radiused ones. I've got customers on these saddles in all 50 states and in 17 countries as far as I know. And this, actually, if this one's going to the Dominican Republic, I'm not sure I had a customer there. I may have them in 18 countries now. The Japanese used to order tons of these. I mean, like dozens at a time. That was when I was advertising in national magazines. I just want to point out one more time that they're very good for increasing your volume. They're very good for breaking less strings if you break a lot of strings at the saddle. And the only negative is, I'm just being perfectly honest, is they will add a little bit more high than they do low. But if you have a good woody low sounding instrument, you will love this thing. It increases your volume so much, and you really don't hear the change in a good woody instrument. I mean, it really does help a lot. Now, if your instrument is thin, tinny sounding, I don't recommend this. I'm just being perfectly honest with my own product here. But if you have a decent sounding instrument, pretty sure you're going to love this. I honestly do have over 100 letters in file from customers around the world telling me how great these things are. They say on the letters even that I should say these are much better than I do. I shouldn't talk them down like I do. You know, that's what the letters say. So anyway, my point is they are good. They're reasonably priced, and the options, I've tried to keep the options reasonable also. Like for the radius, I only charge $5 more for the extra milling that I have to do. I have to put them in a machine and cut the radius on there, and then I have to hand file them. So there's a little bit more work. So I charge $5 extra for that work, and I think that's reasonable for the amount of time I spend on it. Just wanted to let you know that you can check out my website, www.rosastringworks.com, and go to the for sale page, and then there's deer antler saddles, and there are multiple options there with little drop downs that you can select now. I forgot to mention this, there's a little write-in section, so if you needed these holes enlarged, just put that in the write-in section. I'm not even charging for that option. So, thank you very much.